During his 2-year tenure as Sri Lanka's High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, Dr. Chris Nonis earned a reputation as a diplomat and worked to uphold the country's image through the international media on many occasions. Dr. Nonis had tendered his resignation from the position of High Commissioner to the UK following the reported assault at the hands of Sajin Divaskunawardena in New York in September. According to the report in the Sunday edition of Ceylon Today, quoting a leaked confidential report, 28 persons, including senior officials in the Foreign Service and other public institutions who were at the party in New York where the incident is said to have occurred, have denied any knowledge of the assault. Among the 28 persons who had given written submissions was Dilan Aryavansa in New York, who had organized the party at which the said incident occurred. He said in his submission that he saw Dr. Nonis seated on a high stool, losing his balance and falling onto the ground. Sri Lankan ambassador to the United States, Prasad Karyawasam, who accompanied Dr. Nonis to the party, has stated, quote, "I was listening to the music and later came to know that Dr. Nonis had left the venue," unquote. Ceylon Today reports, without citing any reason, that the evidence also included a letter dated 10th October 2014, undersigned by 10 staff of the UK mission. However, speaking exclusively to Newsfirst shortly after tendering his resignation, Dr. Chris Nonis had this to say.
As has already been widely reported in the media, I confirm that I was unlawfully assaulted by the monitoring MP in the Ministry of External Affairs in New York on September 24th. I met His Excellency the President and discussed this matter on the same day, and I submitted my resignation on the same day, the 24th, and returned to London that evening.
On the one hand, you have Dr. Nonis, a British-educated surgeon practicing in some of the best hospitals in Britain, who served with distinction as our High Commissioner and very courageously defended Sri Lanka against its critics in the international media. On the other hand, you have 28 persons who are affiliated in one way or the other to the Sri Lankan state, I presume, including the host, who say that nothing of the sort happened and Dr. Nonis fell off his stool. There's clearly a problem of credibility. And it's also bad for the credibility of our diplomats because as someone who has served as ambassador more than once, I know that when you walk into a foreign ministry, the country that you're accredited, they already know what you've said and done, and they make reference to your articles and so on. So if they think that these are people who are not accustomed to telling the truth, who cover up either because they are afraid or they don't have the guts, or that the ethos of the state is one in which the telling of truth, even about an assault on your colleague, is discouraged and pressure is brought to bear, then one's own legitimacy, the legitimacy of the Sri Lankan state, and the honor of Sri Lanka as a country is brought seriously into question.